You stand for.
Oh, man.
I will kick your goddamn ass. You ain't nothing but a punk bitch. Fuck you and every goddamn thing you stand for.
Bro, who invited this dude, bro? What the fuck?
So, bye.
I'd rather watch softcore porn than have to watch y'all of that.
Dude, whatever you're smoking, buy a ton of it.
I'm the greatest smack talking on the fucking face of the earth right now.
Damn, it makes me look like I got owned.
It's not clever. It's not interesting. It's not even funny.
You guys can't coach, to be honest with you. It's the high school coach.
Yeah, go ahead, Unabomber. What the fuck are you saying about the SEC, bro?
Well, this is smacking off. If you don't like it, change your diaper and leave.
You should be thanking me that I'm talking about Tennessee.
Boomer motherfucking Sooner.
USC is far better than Oklahoma historically.
Your meatloaf is moist as my pussy can. I promise you that.
Don't be ridiculous right now, okay?
Fuck you, Freeze.
Please welcome our guest referee, Landon Beeman.
Bro, who invited this dude?
You know what, motherfucker?
It's just like football, man. Your own fan base is
Shannon.
Talk to me, baby. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm with you. And welcome back to Smacking Off, the podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. I'm joined with Doug Phillips, my co-host and producer. Doug, how are you this evening?
I'm good.
Man,
We're doing this for the first time, not exclusively from Family Smack.
so we actually have people listening now. I mean, we had people listening in Family Smack, but you know, it's nice to have. It's nice to be all inclusive because you know we have a lot of different participants that have come to us through a lot of the various Smack groups on Facebook. We've actually, we've interacted with, I would say, easily members of 20, 30, 40 different Smack groups. If one person's a member of 5 here, this person's a member of 6 here, so on and so forth. I think I'm up to like 40 now or something like that. It's ridiculous.
And what was our original mission statement?
To join all the groups together, which I don't know if we've successfully done that or not. I think we have, sort of. They just don't know it yet. So I mean, it's just it's kind of like that. I see Jabarius O'Neal Butler is in here. Roll Tide. We got some folks listening tonight. What's up, guys? Now, we've got quite a bit to talk about tonight. This is a segment that I have dreamed about since shortly after we did our first episode, and that was the Ladies of Smack edition of Smacking Off the Podcast. So we, if you'll join us a little bit later, we've got who all do we? Is Juanita doing this thing or not?
She said she's not.
No, she's doing this thing. Fuck that.
We're gonna hit her, right? We're gonna hit her on the.
I think it's only fair.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, and we got this great new football league.
Birmingham Iron kick ass, by the way. Trent Richardson is back.
The only shutout of the 4 games.
Yes. Not only it was a good performance on both sides of the ball. Reminds me of another team that plays in Alabama at Legion Field. UAB Blazers roll. Go Blazers.
Yeah.
I almost said roll Tide.
Roll
Blazers.
Roll. Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
Well, what's the chant? What's UAB's chant?
Go Blazers.
Go Blazers.
Yeah, it's Go Blazers. Yeah, they did really good last year. I won their the first conference championship, and it's Conference USA, whatever.
We got basketball heating up, so we're gonna bring on
balls.
We're gonna bring
one of my new favorite segments.
Yes, yeah. the what would you call him? Is he the what is he? Is he the smack daddy of?
He kind of reminds me of. Have you ever met an Auburn graduate that most of the Auburn graduates, the guys, anyways, are usually pretty conservative, but they are like hippie to the full hilt. And
that's him.
Yeah. He's I bet he's one of those Tea Party guys, isn't he?
I don't know. He's really odd.
Is he very favorable as far as Ron Paul?
He's definitely a marijuana guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. It's 2020.
No, we're talking about our balls, our basketball go-to guy.
So you're saying
week.
There's a possibility he might be under the influence of
every week
psychotropic
every fucking week.
I see. Well, that's fair enough. I think everybody has to get a little bit of something going before they come and do this podcast.
How's everybody feel about this new football league, y'all? Did somebody say something?
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
I did not
it's
watch.
Actually,
I didn't watch not 1 second.
I didn't get a chance to either.
My dad though hit me as soon as I come in and said,
"I want to go this weekend. It's Saturday.
Yeah,
what are you doing Saturday?
Sky's not coming.
Why not?
Because he won't fly over.
Why not?
Oh, we're gonna have Paige Jackson.
Can he fly by himself?
We're
talking about Sky Anastation.
Like a jet. Does he have a jet
Utah fan. Extraordinaire. Birmingham Iron actually hosts the Salt Lake Stallions.
And I get confused with that. Every time I see Stallions, I think of the old Birmingham
Stallions. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that played in the Old Gray Lady, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I bet you don't remember the Birmingham Fire.
Vaguely.
Me and Kat, we went to every home game in '91.
Really?
Yeah. And they had a great defense, but their offense was, it was horrendous. And it was very reminiscent of what Gene Stallings had going on at Alabama at the time.
Yeah. That would have been right there in the pinnacle of the Stallings era. Then, of course, the spectacular collapse, we'll just put it that way.
What, Stallings?
Yeah, fuck Phil Fulmer.
Yeah.
I
mean, Stallings, he was still winning right up to the day he left.
Yeah. Stallings was an amazing coach.
But as soon as he was gone, which is kind of...
I mean, for the era that he coached in, I think Stallings was, definitely among the Alabama elite.
Guys, are we going to make it through another off season? Because this is difficult. I mean, we got to talk basketball, which we got Bob.
Well, we got football we're talking about. I mean, it's not horrible.
We got Bob to handle that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, balls. I love that. Who came up with that name? You?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Did you see on the picture? I've got 2 balls, kind of like resting against his forehead. 2 basketballs.
They're Facebook approved basketballs, by the way. I don't want Mark Zuckerberg, who is undoubtedly tuned in to this podcast.
Yep.
That guy.
Well.
Yeah, it really kind of soured the conversation when I brought his name up. He's an asshole. Well, his Facebook is, anyways. I mean, really, I don't know. Should I hate? I know I hate Facebook sometimes, but do I have to hate like Mark Zuckerberg, the person, because of it too?
Sure. It's his fault.
Is that fair?
I mean, would we have this shit going on without him?
It's like when a cop pulls you over and he beats your ass. Do you hate that cop, or you just hate the whole institution that allowed him to beat your ass legally?
I go through different phases of it. At first, it's the cop, and then it's the whole system, and then it's the whole fucking universe. Think about it. I didn't have to be born into this shit.
Thankfully, I've never been beaten by a cop before. Usually, I mind my P's.
I never have either. I've probably given cops reason to consider it, but
you've given everybody reason to consider it.
No,
that's me.
Let me.
That's definitely me.
Let me call Bob. Shit.
Yeah, let's call Bob. Let's talk about some balls. Let's talk about Bob's balls. That makes me happy. Just saying that. Bob's balls. Bob's balls. I don't want to say it like 12 times fast.
Balls. The weekly State of College Hoops with Robert Arthur.
What's up, Bob?
Can you do him with the balls on his chin next time?
Bob, I didn't get permission from Bob even for this one.
What's up?
What's up, man? What you know good? Go Cats, right?
Yeah, I just watched Kentucky lose in a last-second contested play that they said couldn't be reviewed.
Well, then there you go. There you have it.
They're just trying to get y'all steamed up.
That's the segment with Robert Arthur. We really appreciate you coming on. You want to go ahead and do his outro?
No.
Is it just the same song over again?
No. Man, they're just trying to get Kentucky steamed up for the Tennessee game on Saturday.
Is that smack, Jesus?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a big game. It'll be bigger for Kentucky now even than it was. I mean, we were talking about the possibility of getting a number 1 seed. Now, after losing this game to LSU, they could. They have to beat Tennessee. Probably have to beat Tennessee to get the top number 2 seed.
Yeah, that's kind of a tall order these days. Tennessee is actually, I don't know, they're actually nationally recognized for something now. Yeah,
Oh yeah, they're definitely deserving the number one in my opinion.
But have you seen all the new Tennessee, Kentucky basketball, or excuse me, the Tennessee basketball fans that have just now popped up on social media everywhere?
Andrea Charles.
I didn't name her specifically, but now that we're on the subject,
isn't she like lifelong Tennessee everything?
Andrea.
Oh yeah, she's Tennessee all the way. You gotta give her credit. She was ready before the season.
Fuck off, Madden, from Andrea Charles.
I don't care what she has to say about anything. I'm living my best life right now.
Oh yeah, and the worst thing about it is though, I mean, I think Tennessee's really good. They got some great players. Coach Barnes has come in and done in the SEC what they say you can't do, and that's have a top team outside of the ACC, others than Kentucky and the SEC. But I mean, I think Duke though not against Virginia. I mean, they was bombing threes. They're undoubtedly the best team in the country. They're playing Louisville right now. I don't see them stopping them. It's really exciting season at this point, but right now Duke's clearly the best team.
And a lot of blue blood programs. There's not too many Cinderella stories brewing out there right now. But if you had to pick one, which Cinderella story do you see making some kind of impact in the championship coming up?
Kansas State. Kansas State's been looking good lately. They beat all the top teams in the Big 12. Last week we were asking who could do it in the Big 12. Well, since then, showed itself to be Kansas State, who, as you know, last year was in the Final Four and beat Kentucky to get in the Final Four.
How about Teague Zags?
They're a good team, but they just lost one of their main guys. He's been in and out most of the season. He's only played 9 games. Now he's out again. I think they'll hold serve in the conference, but I don't know what they're going to do in the tournament.
They play Loyola Marymount at Loyola Marymount on Thursday.
Right. And they just beat St. Mary's, one of their main conference rivals. But their conference schedule isn't going to tell you a whole lot. We're not going to really know anything about them till the tournament, but my opinion is if they don't bring that guy back, I don't think they can win it.
Well, we had, was it Uncle Lou last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Lou said Tennessee in basketball will do what they always do when they get in this position, and they'll look really good until it's time to close the deal, and they will not be in the Final Four.
I don't know. I'd like to see them in the Final Four if UK don't go, but the way the season may work out, they may be in the same regional as Kentucky and Louisville, so we'll see how that goes. I think Tennessee has everything it takes. They have great coaching. They got veteran players that are good. They when they released the seeding for the tournament on Monday evening, I think it kind of slotted Tennessee. It didn't give them credit for the season they had at this point, but it did. They basically said Duke was the number 1 overall seed, even though Tennessee was ranked number 1. I don't know. I don't think that Virginia is better than Tennessee. I think Virginia's got a better scheme than Tennessee, but I don't think players-wise they have it.
Right. How about Auburn? I mean, Auburn had a lot of hype early, and I'm not hearing a lot about Auburn.
No, it's been quiet coming from the Plains, which is kind of rare out of Tennessee's former head coach, Bruce Pearl.
Yep.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl. He's pretty good as long as he don't get another NCAA violation, you know. Of course, all he did was feed his kids, so it's ever how you look at that. But what happened to Auburn was they ran into Kentucky and LSU back-to-back over the course of 4 or 5 games and basically lost some momentum. I think they're still going to be in the tournament, and they'll go probably to the second round. But I think the season for them, that's an accomplishment for them, but it's not where they wanted to be.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is an improvement over where Auburn has been. I guess you look at the past. Gosh, how long has it been since the Cliff Dwellers? Remember that?
Well, they just had that Porter boy here a few years ago and looked pretty good. So, I mean, Auburn flashes probably every 4 or 5 seasons. Every now and then they got a really good team, and I think they got one right now. But it's a tough SEC, guys. I mean, I think we're looking at 6 teams in the tournament. I think we're going to do pretty well.
Yeah, that's quite impressive if you think about it, and probably one of the better showings that the SEC's had historically in a hot minute.
And it's got to do with coaching. I mean, they got a lot of good coaches in the SEC, and it's showing through. Programs are looking good, and if you look, the other day Georgia just signed one of the top teams, only one of the top players in the country, signed him away from Kentucky. So, I mean, that's even a sign.
Great. Now we're going to have a bunch of Dick Ryder, Georgia basketball fans that are going to suddenly pop up out of nowhere like the Tennessee fans have. Because Tennessee fans usually are pretty quiet in the offseason. They're posting like cat memes and, funny stories from work. And it's just, I don't know, it's just hilarious to me to see people that have never, ever, ever posted anything about basketball ever are suddenly posting something like every 3 days. Like,
Well, I'm not going to talk too much back to it because I've been talking up Kentucky football all year long, and they never done nothing.
But Kentucky had one hell of a run when you look at them historically, particularly, I don't know, in the past. I mean, how long has it been since Kentucky had this good of a run in a season? It's been a minute.
77.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hot minute.
Yeah.
I mean, we give Georgia hell for not having won the national championship since 1980.
Let's face it, Tennessee has the biggest fan base ever for a program that has absolutely nothing going for it as far as championships and anything.
Oh, everybody's high on Pruitt though. This is going to be Pruitt's year. So
Tennessee has a loyal fan base. Let's face it, Tennessee and Alabama are the two biggest fan bases in the conference. LSU's, I mean, face it. I mean, Tennessee's got a lot.
Yeah, Auburn's is regional. Auburn pretty much outside the state of Alabama, except for maybe in and around the Auburn area, which borders Georgia.
Yeah.
Other than maybe a few stragglers here and there, most of the fan base for Auburn, and I'm just using Auburn as an example because we live here in Alabama, is confined to the area.
Speaking of Auburn, they beat the shit out of Alabama in basketball.
They did. That happened.
Alabama gets a chance to redeem themselves. I think it might be in early March. But what do you think about this Tennessee-Kentucky game this weekend, Bob? That's the big game this weekend.
It's the game of the year in our conference. No doubt about it. And I think it has to do with whether or not that Tennessee's veteran players play smarter basketball than Kentucky. If they play smarter basketball and they control the tempo of the game, they can win that. They have to stop P.J. Washington. They have to stay out of foul trouble. UK has to keep their big guys out of foul trouble. I think it's going to be a huge battle inside with Reed Travis, Grant Williams, and P.J. Washington. And it's going to come down to whoever's deepest and has the most reserves. I mean, I think it's going to be hard to pick. I mean, UK just lost to LSU in the last seconds here. But I don't know. I'm not of course, I'm a homer. But I don't know. I'm going to say UK 69-65.
Where's this game at, Bob?
Rupp Arena.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to go with Kentucky. Sorry, Andrea and Kim.
Of course, I'm going to root for them one way or another. But UK has to win that game because otherwise it's going to go to season, then go to seeding, and Kentucky will be a guaranteed 2 seed instead of having a chance to 1 seed. And UK has to beat Tennessee twice this year in order to get a number 1 seed. I mean, it may just be Tennessee's year. They got the players, everything's ahead of them. If they beat UK, then it's a guarantee. If it's not the 1 overall seed, it'll be the 2nd overall seed, which will put Tennessee basically a home game in Louisville for the tournament.
How's Louisville looking, Bob? I have not looked at Louisville.
Well, Louisville, they hired Chris Mack after they ran Patino out of there, who had formerly coached at Cincinnati, and he done a pretty good job there whenever he wasn't getting in trouble for big player brawls between Xavier and Cincinnati. And if he's taking pretty much the same spirit to Louisville, and they're actually overachieving. I mean, they're playing Duke right now. It's hard to give them a whole lot of chance in that, but I think they're going to compete. I think Louisville's going to make the tournament, maybe have a 2nd round exit, which is a whole lot more than people expected of them. It shows you how important coaching is in college basketball.
You hate Louisville, don't you, Bob?
Yeah, I hate them. They suck.
You hate them in football, basketball, field hockey, whatever the fuck they do, right?
Yeah, whatever they do, whatever they invent, lacrosse, team farting, whatever they got, right? I'm really not into it, I mean, when you steal our ex-head coach away and rub him in our face, run your dirty-ass program talk smack about it, get caught in it, get your banner taken down, get your stinking horrible criminal football coach ran out of town. You know, we love it here. You know, we love it when you got your so-called Heisman Trophy winning quarterback and we beat you, right, and send him packing too. Fuck Louisville.
Look, Petrino's not a great motorcycle driver, but other than that, what do you got on Petrino?
Yeah, Petrino, yeah, that's him, man. You know, where else but at Louisville where you hire the guy that's been run out of every program he ever dirtied, you know?
Didn't he screw one of his secretaries or something, or what was that about?
That was on the motorcycle.
That's why they crashed. One of his okay, yeah. I was getting, never mind, I can't tell that story.
Yeah, it didn't go, I mean, he looked pitiful afterwards. I felt bad for him, didn't you?
No. I love his pictures on Facebook where his face was all road rash and stuff like that. Did they show his girlfriend too?
I don't think so. I think she was conveniently gone.
Yeah.
By the time the authorities got there.
Ushered out of the state.
What was Gabriel Griffin's theory? Didn't he say he got beat up in a biker bar?
Yeah, something about him being and he was pretty convincing about it. So we need to reference that.
I don't know. Him riding the motorcycle and his girlfriend and then crashing sounds more intriguing to me.
The story about old Tommy Tuberville's wife, that's still my favorite one.
God damn it. Now on the YouTube version of this, I'm going to have to put that clip in, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
All right, right
here.
Yeah. All right.
And for those of you who don't catch the clip or can't catch the clip or just can't wait to hear it now, you can check out all of our previous podcasts on our YouTube page. Just look for Smacking Off the Podcast.
Yep.
And check out I think it was his first episode that Gabriel Griffiths did with us. Quite a few bombshells on that one. I'm just gonna go ahead and just throw that out there and leave it at that.
Hmm. He had a theory of why Tuberville's stand at Auburn didn't go any longer.
It involved a train that runs through Auburn.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll just leave it at that.
All right.
Excellent.
So Tiggy Zags ain't gonna happen, Bob.
I don't think it's gonna happen in the tournament. I think they're gonna get in. They're gonna get a good seed, but I don't think they can make it to the Final Four with the players not having the health they ought to. I think it's a good team. It's well coached. They're going to make a little bit of noise, but I think they're going to be the first number one seed to go out of the tournament.
Damn, Houston's looking pretty good.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. But
what league are they in basketball? Are they in the same league that they are in football?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the same league they are in football. It's the American Athletic Conference.
Yeah.
It's the former members of the Metro Conference, you know.
Yeah. Memphis.
It's wondered that Louisville didn't get ran out of the ACC and get put back in the old Metro Conference again.
Well, if it would have been up to Teddy Shacklesworth, it would have happened. Have any of y'all seen Shacklesworth's video about Louisville needs to be kicked out of the ACC? That was a good one. I mean, I ain't even into basketball, and he had me saying, fuck yeah, man, get them motherfuckers out.
There you go.
They looked great in football last year.
Louisville?
Yeah.
They did against Alabama and Clemson.
Yeah.
All right, then. Man, we got some women coming on after you, Bob.
Yeah. The women of Smack.
You're opening for the women of Smack. What do you think about that?
That's pretty cool, man. That's like being Iron Maiden and open for Judas Priest on the Beast from the Southeast.
I don't know about that. I think that would be the other way around. Maiden still tours and I think we've talked about this before, but Maiden still tours in South America. Pretty heavily.
They actually still tour in Europe. And
they
stuff.
draw when they go to Brazil.
For some old fuckers that are using.
They draw 60,000 to 80,000 people like nothing.
Them fuckers
they're huge.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't run around like they used to. They just kind of stand there.
All they have to do is stand there, and they're fucking.
I think their shoes are actually fastened down, and they've got little supports that go up their legs to keep them from falling.
That way they can make the ka-chunka sounds when they do Metal God. You know, they can just clank around with their boots or magnetize.
Man, one of Maiden's guitar players, I hate to go off on a tangent here, but one of their guitar players, you ever notice that he's always got some cool fucking solos, but they're never in key with the song?
Yeah, that's that one Yannick Gers where what happened was when Adrian Smith quit Iron Maiden for a while, they brought in Yannick Gers, their guitar tech, and the guy couldn't really play. So every time they throw him a bone and let him get a third solo. Yet a third guitarist for Iron Maiden, by the way. Then it don't make sense. But he's their buddy, so they just won't let go.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
We've all had guys like that.
Yeah.
Hide and go honky.
May or may not.
Yeah. May or may not. I don't think he even played an instrument in our band.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
As long as he looked full. You know what you say on that? You say, live fast, die young, and leave a good-looking corpse. You know.
Yeah, I passed that out. I can't do that anymore. I'm old. I'm old and beat out.
Yep. And got babies and
yeah, I got one baby. I got just the one.
You can refer to them as babies once you've got one.
Yeah, she's moving like more than one baby right now. It makes you think that there's more than one baby in the house with all the things that are getting destroyed.
Yeah. She's
this kid's moving quick.
She's ready to go,
yeah.
She is ready. She told me today she is ready to go.
Yeah. Gonna be snatching the keys out of my hand.
Yep.
It's gonna happen.
Well, Bob,
you're gonna have.
Is there anything you need to add to this? This week in basketball.
You're gonna have balls on your chin next time we do this.
Yeah, I'm glad that y'all timed the podcast like you did because you got an honest reaction about the UK win. I was in just stunned amazement. So y'all caught me exactly the right time.
Who beat the UK? Who beat UK?
Just LSU. As the time ran out, they threw a shot up at a guy, tapped the ball back in while it was in the center, which should have been disallowed. But the referee said the only thing they can review is whether or not it went in, not whether or not it was illegal.
Wow. So you got robbed.
We got robbed.
Should have went in an OT. Fucking corn dogs. All right, well, I'm glad we had this talk.
All righty.
All right, Bob. I appreciate it.
Take care, Bob.
You too. Have a good
You know what's so cool about Jell-O gelatin pops? They taste just like Jell-O gelatin. But they've got a handle. So, while your right hand is doing this, your left hand can be doing this or, you know. But if your left hand sees how much fun your right hand is having, it won't want to be left out. Now you have to share. Jell-O gelatin pops. Real Jell-O gelatin, only cooler.
Our audio-only podcast is hosted at podcastgarden.com/podcast/smackingoff. Or find us on Google Play Music. Or on iTunes.
The segment that I've been dreaming about for forever, and that is the Women of Smack.
But we don't have no Juanita. Juanita is
Juanita's not here. Anna Mary's not here.
Mac may kick in at some point.
No Melissa May, no butthole talk. I'm afraid. So we'll just have to. We're just going to have to improvise.
We can talk butthole. It just won't be quite the same. You know, she's kind of a big deal.
Well, you need to introduce Paige Jackson. This is her first.
Yeah, this
appearance.
is her virgin. Her virgin appearance here on us.
My maiden voyage.
Yeah, tell us about yourself, Paige. We don't know you. I mean, I've seen your name.
Hang on, what's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Go ahead and cut this call.
I'm a ball. I'm a ball Scorpio. How's that?
Get her off here right now. My old lady's a Scorpio, so yeah, I know how that shit works. All right, ladies. Now, first off, I got to point out because, in a lot of the sports smack groups, particularly the football smack groups, it's a very heavy male-dominated situation. But it seems like the ladies run things in quite a few of the groups that I attend. Would you say that's a fair statement, Kimberly?
I would say that we may not run things, but we definitely have a say and a voice as far as how the group goes.
Maybe I phrased it wrong. Maybe what I'm meaning to say is that you kind of keep the conversation going.
Yes,
because I think if it's left up to the guys, it's just going to turn into a big just jerk fest,
Right. We definitely keep the conversation going and I think we add brevity and lightness and a different point of view.
Is MacKenzzie Brooks coming on this
conversation?
She's supposed to.
Excellent.
Okay, so right now, for people listening that do not know who's on,
she's Rookie of the Year because MacKenzie's popped up recently.
Oh, I love MacKenzzie.
Blown the lid off the scene.
We don't have a graphic.
She's my brick house.
We don't have a graphic up telling who's on. The people that are on right now is Kimberly Butts Teague, Andrea Charles, and Paige Jackson. Am I
Excellent.
Right? Yes.
And we've extended the invitation to quite a few more ladies. We wanted this to try to be as all-inclusive.
Mary Rhodes.
Yeah, Mary. We've tried to get Mary on several times. Mary's she's not a podcast
Deanne.
person, Deanne Moore Smith, yeah. Which I don't know.
Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie. What is it? Segura. Yeah. Yeah. There's quite a few of you ladies out there, tearing it up.
This is part one. See, y'all are the trailblazers. Y'all are going to make it possible for these other ladies to come on Women of Smack too.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like because we're I guess you could say you and myself are Smack veterans now. The folks over at SEC Smack would highly disagree because they invented it.
I don't do Smack.
I don't either for some strange reason or another. You know, I was thinking about this earlier today. The day that I got booted from SEC Smack was the day my daughter was born.
I do. I realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Deanne Moore.
I'll never forget that. That's awesome.
Here's Deanne Moore. Does Deanne Moore want to come on?
Well, hey, Deanne.
If you want to come on, we will bring you on.
Yeah. Say hi to Deanne.
Hi, Deanne. Hey, Deanne.
Hey, sweetie.
So wait a minute. So we have wound up in this segment. The three women that have contributed to this segment are all Vol fans. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Well, I really appreciate having you ladies on. Let's go ahead and kill the segment. Kill it.
Y'all got a date this weekend.
Yes.
Yes, with the Kentucky Wildcats.
Yes, who lost tonight?
Yeah, they did. We were just talking with.
They were just trying to build themselves.
Robert
They were
Alter
just trying
that.
to anger themselves for the Tennessee Vols.
Yeah, they were looking ahead in their schedule. Unfortunately,
It's in Rupp. I'm not sure that they needed to do that, but okay.
Well,
Whatever.
Tennessee looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah, they do.
Yep. And
They look good at home or on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a home game tomorrow against South Carolina.
Oh, that's not real.
No.
Yeah.
But Kimberly and I are going to be
When was
there.
the last time that South Carolina was relevant on the national scene in basketball? I don't know.
In women's basketball, they're better. But anyway, Kimberly and I are going to the game tomorrow, so that's going to be fun.
Deanne Moore Smith wants to know who is on right now, and that would be Kimberly Butts Teague, Andrea Charles, and Paige Jackson. It could Deanne, you could be on right now if you want to come on.
Yeah,
we'll try to have you.
I would love to have Deanne on.
Me too.
Yeah.
Come on, Deanne.
Come on, Deanne.
Give me at her.
Yeah, PM us.
I will definitely try to add her.
She might be working out. You know, she's a big fitness buff. I don't know if you've seen pics of her lately, but
she is.
She's cut,
Jeez,
man.
She exhausts me just looking at her.
Yeah. Looking
As I sit here and drink my wine.
I bet you could bounce a quarter off of her.
As I sit here without my pants on, drinking my coffee.
I'm actually wearing pants tonight, but I am drinking coffee.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
that's a first.
I have jeans on like a real man. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Wow!
I don't feel like we're doing a real podcast then.
I know.
It's not.
I'll take my shirt off.
I'm sure Doug will appreciate that.
I got big titties for a guy. Doug will love that shit. He's seen them before. He's seen my mams.
Come hear the Women of Smack and see titties, not necessarily ours.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to go for equality here, I think we need to go the full 9.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's going to give us the Levine.
Yeah, y'all can objectify me. We'll just go ahead and flip the script on that.
Okay.
And
shit, it won't let me add her.
And we can actually say dad bod because you're now a dad.
Shut the hell up with all that.
Daddy.
I'm in peak performance shape right now. Tip top.
He's still making babies.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be in peak performance to make babies. So, yeah, that's how that works.
I heard a minute ago that, who was it? Richard Gere, who's like well into his 60s, almost 70.
He's 69. He had a baby. Or his wife did.
Yeah. Did not pull out. That baby is going to be 88 years old when.
Hello.
Wiggle your wire. I think you've got a wire issue.
Hello. No.
I think you do.
His wife or his girlfriend or whatever is 35.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, she's chasing after the millions. Doug's mic is completely like kaput right now.
I guess
unplug
it
and plug it back in.
That's your mic.
Yeah. That's the good mic too. I hear you, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's up there.
We can hear him through your mic.
Yeah,
maybe.
well, yeah, whatever. We're doing some because this is why we need an engineer.
So while you're doing technical difficulty stuff, right?
Yeah.
little did you know that not only did my mom go to school with Fulmer and my dad.
Are we still talking about that?
Mother and father did as well. But, well, you know, we always have to bring Fulmer up.
Hello.
Just for you, Martin.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
My dad went to school with the Majors boys.
So, did he do any of the majors? That's really what this conversation should be about.
No. Well, actually, I think he taught Fulmer in math at Franklin County High School. I think he did.
Here, try this.
So there you go. We've come full circle. From the first
I'm
time
sorry,
I was on the
we're like
podcast.
swapping mics and shit around, and we're cussing and like exchanging angry glances at each other because we were.
My mom never went on a double date with Fulmer, so
No. Not hashtag finger bang.
What did your
No.
What did your mom do? Who did your mom do?
Nobody. As far as I know, I think I was an immaculate conception baby.
Hello. All right, I'm working again.
There you are. Hello.
I don't know. I think it's the wire, but whatever. This is supposed
Yeah,
to
my
be
mom remembers Philip.
Hello.
There he is. Hello. He says he can hear you now.
Yeah, I think it's your wire.
I think it's my wire.
I think it's your wire.
Y'all check my wire real quick.
It's a nice looking wire.
Hello. Yeah, it is. It's just not working that great.
It happens to the best of us.
Well, you said a mouthful there. All right, I think we're all repositioned and resituated. This is professional live radio right here. This was awesome.
Yep.
We did this without a roadie or any kind of
Without
assistance
anything
whatsoever. How did we make it in a band together?
You must have had good
Do you
help.
remember? You remember being in the band?
I don't remember any of that shit. I don't remember none of it. Somebody was asking me about the Impotent Sea Snake show.
Let's kick the show in.
today.
Oh, shit. I was going to tell you to kick the show in. We had 10 people watching, but it went to 7 as soon as I said that.
3 people said fuck this shit.
Yeah.
It was because I brought up
because I
brought up Impotent Sea Snakes.
Yep.
Yeah. You need to check them out sometime. They're a hoot.
Are they still around?
I don't know. I think they're all older. There's no way they could be living still like the same life that they were living then.
No, you're right.
Yeah, that takes a toll on a person.
It does.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
about
Kimberly and I used to hang out with a band called Insufficient Funds.
That sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that was that notice.
That's the most brutally honest band name I've ever heard in my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insufficient funds.
You remember Crank Sinatra?
I remember them. Remember Butcher Priest?
Yeah.
Oh, they were good. Yeah, they had that one girl that showed her vagine during the shows. Yeah,
she was interesting.
She was. Her vagine was interesting too. So let's get back to this episode of women smacking off. Since we're on Bob's and vagine now.
Excuse me.
So have all 3 of you got? Hello.
It's your wire, man. I'm telling you.
God damn it.
Don't move.
Do y'all hear me?
No, nobody hears you.
We can hear
You're
you.
gone.
Yeah, we can hear you through Shannon or in the background.
Yeah, so
It's
you're gonna
not
have
as
to.
loud and clear as you
Hello.
are.
God, that's awful.
Don't touch it.
Don't
Don't
look
touch
at
my
it.
wire.
Yeah, your wire's fucked, man.
So do y'all all smack? I mean, do y'all engage in smack activity?
I don't necessarily think. I mean, we have smacked a few people, but for the most part, I think we more engage in just being silly, goofy, and continuing the conversation when other people are smacking.
Do you as a whole, because guys are typically misogynistic and look, smack groups are essentially locker rooms. I mean, they're an extension of locker rooms that unfortunately are monitored by Facebook and will get you kicked out of the locker room every once in a while.
Right.
But I mean, do you think I'm trying to make sure I phrase this right. Do you think that the guys, after you kind of get to know them a little bit, kind of drop the macho bullshit and actually start being real human beings, or do you encounter a lot of misogynism in the?
I would say, I'll let the others weigh in. I think that after they get to know us, they do drop the misogynistic, and they actually will listen to our points of view, whether it's about sports or whatever. But I think in the beginning, they basically dismiss us and don't even acknowledge that we're in the thread or conversation at all.
Just casual observers of sports.
Yes, casual observer of sports is an excellent.
And that's hilarious because, and Doug will tell you this. I am really, Doug is the brains behind this outfit. I'm a very casual fan of just college football. I really don't follow NFL that much, just because I really think it's because we have our own team here in Birmingham. That's the only reason I'm kind of keeping up with the AAF.
That and we know that Birmingham plays.
I'm going to keep up with XFL because Bob Stoops is coaching there again. That shit cracked me up, man. Oh, y'all should. I don't know why everybody is not up Oklahoma fans' asses right now. Because remember all that loud talk that they had when Bob Stoops retired? He will never coach again.
Yep.
You can forget about it. He won't go to Notre Dame. He won't do this. And I think that's probably right. He won't go to Notre Dame, but he definitely is coaching again. He will be coaching. I can't remember which team, was it the LA team or what they call it?
In Texas?
No, yeah, that's right, Texas. Yeah.
Keith Lee, what do you got to say about this? We're waiting.
Yeah.
He says, I love it.
Yeah. Thank you, Keith.
Somehow you got that like a second and a half before we did.
Who tagged Gung Ho? Who the fuck is Gung Ho, by the way? Which fake account is that?
I don't know.
I've never heard of
Gung Ho.
Dallas.
Who?
Dallas. Stoops is at Dallas.
No, I'm talking about Gung Ho, the fake account that's popped up.
I actually don't know who Gung Ho is.
That's a fucking lie. Y'all know?
No, it's really not.
Whatever. Gung Ho joined. Yeah, this
you
is.
ever seen the
great.
movie Gung Ho?
Yeah.
With Michael Keaton?
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mr. Mom Part 2, except he's ditched the freaking wife and kids, and now he's just got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's wise.
Yeah, it is.
It's not near. It's about as expensive though.
But
That's
anyway,
true.
Back to Women's Place and Smack. And
Women's Place.
Women's Place.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us, Doug? Where's our place?
I don't know. That's what we're trying to find out.
Now.
Putting topless in snack groups? Is that
wait. Let me bring you some chicken wings and beer. Hold on.
Oh, whoa.
Do y'all
Back
make
up
chicken
with
wings?
all that.
I can't type. I don't take dictation. I won't sharpen pencils. I can't file. My boss calls me indispensable.
Miss Jones,
Just a minute.
will you make a copy of this?
Naturally. I push the button on the Xerox 914. I make perfect copies of whatever my boss needs by just turning a knob and pushing a button. Anything he can see, I can copy in black and white on ordinary paper. And am I fast? I can make 7 copies in a minute. By the way, I never need wet chemicals. My 914 is a dry machine, powder dry. Sometimes my boss asks me which is the original, and sometimes I don't know. Here, Mr. Smith, I'm going to lunch with Mother.
Smacking Off invites you to join us on the podcast. If you have an opinion on an upcoming game, some commentary on your conference, or want to roll with one of your fellow smackers on air, hit us up. You can message us at the Smacking Off or X's and O's Facebook pages, email me at maddenshannon@toothfairy.com, or call us on the Smack line, 304-508-BAIT. And as always, fuck your team.
Actually,
yes, I make chicken wings. Yes,
We all make chicken wings. Why wouldn't we?
So we
Who
were
doesn't
talking.
like chicken wings?
Yeah, duh.
We were talking about the way guys treat y'all in smack groups, and Kimberly was saying that usually they drop the.
See, I'm not the
macho thing.
statistician that Kimberly and Andy are, because they keep up with so much more. They'll like let things spew, and I just sit there with my mouth open, going, "Wow, I totally missed that." But okay, because I'm like, "Go, run," and I'm not paying attention to all of the finesse and the different little things that are going on. I'm like looking at the person, like either kill it with fire, make it stop right there, or please go make a touchdown. That's kind of where I am. But then when Kimberly and Andy start talking, I get an education, and I think a lot of the people on the smack groups that we are in, once they realize that they really know what the hell they're talking about.
Well, Paige, let me tell you something right now. Let me just go ahead and let you in on a little secret that Kimberly definitely knows what she's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Andrea is faking it.
Yeah. No,
That's
she's
right.
actually the one that had this. Now, my son played football 1 year. Her son has actually played football more. And once you have a child that plays a sport, you learn things that you didn't know about the sport that, as a fan. It doesn't matter how many times you watch it on television. Once you actually either participate in the sport or have a child participate in the sport, it's amazing the education you get. And she actually even knows more than I do about things. And that's the thing that guys don't realize.
My baby is going to be a championship curler because I want the cleanest floors in Alabama.
Right?
Yeah.
You do know why they do the broom, right?
Yeah, because I got a dirty floor and I need my floors cleaned.
Well, no, but I'm saying in curling, do you know why they use the broom?
I guess to rough the ice up, maybe.
No, it's actually to melt the ice, to make it warm, to heat it up, to melt it so that
that's close enough.
Right.
It's actually just the opposite. But okay, yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah, it is close enough. Shut your hormone.
Have any of you ever been talked down to?
I just did.
Talked down to by a man because they didn't think that you knew what you were talking about because you're a woman.
Yes, you've been
all the
down
time.
to. Right.
You're
told
gonna
we're stupid. You're
gonna reference the Timothy Bailey thing. aren't you?
I'm not.
We don't know what we're talking about.
Doug is
Said that we
not.
only know
I'm not
about-
referencing shit. I'm going to let them reference, and if they don't, then
But I know you're leading. I love this. This is amazing because we're eventually going to talk about Timothy Bailey at some point. I know it.
Oh, God.
I won't.
I'm not.
I don't think he needs any more attention than he gives himself.
I think he's a wonderful human being, and he's been a great contributor to the show. So,
Oh, God.
any further comments?
Mm-mm.
I don't know him well enough to think he's a wonderful human being.
I think that you need to look
what I have
past.
gathered from what I have interactions with him.
He's a wonderful human being.
I do not agree with that.
No,
necessarily.
that's tragic.
I think that he, unfortunately, whether he wants to admit it or not, is misogynistic.
He is an amazing person.
I think that he knows a lot of sports stuff, but I think that he thinks his.
Oh, he's brilliant. Oh, he's absolutely brilliant. He'll tell you.
He actually wrote an article predicting at a time when nobody thought that anybody but Tua would be taking the Heisman home. He wrote an article predicting that. What was Oklahoma's quarterback's name? Sorry.
It meant so much.
Well, what was his name?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, the eventual Heisman winner. He actually predicted what was going to happen, and it actually happened.
Yeah,
that's a true story.
It did.
He did. I saw it.
It was straight up beautiful thing. It really was.
But did it happen because he knew it was going to happen?
As an Alabama fan, I hated to see it in black and white.
Did it happen because he knew it was going to happen, or did he just say what he's normally going to say every year?
I will say that when he put that article out, and there were a couple smaller news organizations that picked it up, I will say that the national narrative began to change almost immediately. And I'm not going to say that he was directly responsible for that, but I think it got a few people talking. And you know how these things go. And so I can't give him credit for that happening, or at least credit for changing the narrative on it. I think he just kind of pointed out the obvious. I really did. I agreed with the article. I was kind of one of the few Alabama fans at the time that did.
Landon didn't agree with it at first.
Yeah, but it's the truth. I mean, I think the end result spoke for itself. He even though Oklahoma lost against Alabama, he handled himself admirably. I think without him, that would have been a much more lopsided loss.
The one sack, though, it looked bad.
Yeah.
It did look bad because the guy was about twice as
well,
size.
because Alabama actually brought a defense in and Oklahoma didn't. But that's another story for another day. I just wanted to talk about what a great human being Timothy Bailey is. So that's all.
Carrie Lynn says every sports writer in Oklahoma said it.
Yeah, after he wrote that article.
After Timothy said it.
I as God is my witness, because I was paying a lot of attention to Oklahoma at that time because, we're getting down toward the end and trying to figure out who's going to be playing who, and who's going to win the Heisman for that matter. And they said it very, and I'm sure quite a few of them said it, maybe a sentence here or a sentence there, but I don't know. Oh, we need to find a link to that article, post that up, because that's very in depth, and we've talked way more about Timothy Bailey than Andrea. Well, is comfortable with, I'm sure.
Andrea has a history with Timothy Bailey. Tell us about it, Andrea.
No.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
How could you go from wanting to tag him in every
feelings
post to not mentioning him, not wanting to talk about him on the podcast, damn it? This is your chance.
Because I don't want to.
God damn.
I want to talk about, well, for one thing, I want to stretch it out to when Mac actually gets here. And right now,
is Mac coming? Because we're like getting down toward the end. I don't know if Mac's going to make it. That sucks. That really sucks. I don't know how we can have a women's smack and not have MacKenzzie Brooks.
I know, right? Well, here's the thing, right, about Timothy is, and Keith nailed it on the head. He said his opinions are facts and his facts are opinions. Yeah.
He also claimed that Alabama was going to be destroyed by the Oklahoma Sooners, if I remember correctly.
Right. And he also basically, if you disagree with him, he thinks that you're lying.
Hello.
Oh, you're off.
And it's creating drama, and that's just not the case. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, but particularly if you're a woman, if you disagree with him, then you're telling a lie, and that's just not true. I mean, it's a made-up conception of his, and that's sad. And then there's a lot of guys, not just Timothy Bailey, that in these groups that think that what they say is gospel, and it's not true. Everything that we all say in these groups, unless you're actually posting a stat, are your opinions.
Yeah, 99% of it is subjective. You're right.
My take on
right.
Yeah. Can you still hear me?
Yeah,
kind of.
I can hear you.
Okay,
I hear you just fine.
My take on Timothy is that he pretty much acts the same toward men and women, as far as I can see. I mean,
sometimes people troll to get. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sometimes people troll to get a deeper understanding of what somebody's really thinking, but a lot of times with him, it devolves into personal insults and then just total bullshit, and it gets old quick.
Yeah, but that's what Smack's all about, though. I mean, that.
And deleting posts is just not allowed.
Yeah,
how do you delete posts and become an admin? I don't know.
I know exactly how he became an admin.
How did he become an admin?
And then to say,
Andrea Charles, you have the floor.
When someone actually points out that you delete a post, you say that they're creating drama, which is not true. You created the drama in breaking a rule.
Rules were meant to be broken. We know this. We're all on Facebook.
But other people get dumped for the same thing. I mean, I regret that I didn't watch the video that night because I actually put it on save. And when I went back to watch it later on, because I watched the first few minutes of it and I was like, I'm too drunk, he's too drunk, I'll watch this later.
And when I got on the next morning and I seen that a drama had taken place, I had no clue what the fuck was being talked about.
And you know why? Because that's why we shouldn't delete. I mean, Kimberly and I get trolled the hell out of. I mean, people in groups all over the fucking internet troll us. But at a certain point, you just have to say, okay, sure, yeah, I'm old, I'm fat, I'm a female, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
I have a crazy haircut or whatever.
Right.
A what haircut?
Crazy
They'll say
haircut.
stuff like
a wild and crazy haircut.
Yeah.
Middle-age crisis haircut, or this, that, and the other.
Middle-age crisis haircut.
The joke on them is a wig, because I don't have much hair right now. So anyway, it's crazy the things that people will pick out to make fun of. And
how's that going, by the way, Kimberly? Without getting too invasive.
It's going. It's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, good.
Talking about how. Go ahead. You have it.
The point is just own what you either own it or you refute it in such a way that you still own it, because
it's working.
That's all you can do.
It's working.
And Bailey gets in his feelings. And then everything that happens.
We're still talking about
drama.
Timothy Bailey. We've wasted this whole entire segment.
No. I'm just saying in general what I've noticed that. So you can go back and you can say Amy Welch, Heather Klein, Timothy Bailey, all the pussies of the group. They all, whatever. They all get in their feelings and they can't handle themselves. And if you're in a smack group, which this is technically a smack group for all the fluff that it has.
It's not a sports smack group, according to Uncle Lou.
You just can't. You can't do that. But you can't let shit get to you. Mm-mm. And, I mean...
How about now, Keith? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you just fine.
Y'all go ahead.
It's like it sounds just like you're sitting across from me. Yeah.
No, we can hear you fine, Doug. Well, now we can't. But anyway.
Anyway, ignore him.
It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's.
Can we add Tim Bailey to the?
Yes. Or anyone, any of the people that do things like that, like delete or become dismissive of people, or keep yelling drama, or keep yelling this, that, or the other. Generally, or oh, you're lying about this.
You sound like a little old lady right now.
It generally means it's basically
keep your feet off the table.
Lost.
Don't be running in my house.
Well, yeah, I mean, and think about the people, Kimberly, for example, Melissa May and Jasmine Davis. You may or may not like them. I think they're great, but they hold.
Who doesn't like Melissa May? Shut up with all that.
Jeremy Andrews.
Yeah, fuck Jeremy. Fuck that guy.
Well, I'm just saying, you may or may not. I happen to love them.
He actually really liked Melissa at one point in time, and then things went sour.
Mac just got done with practice, and she is going to try to join the call.
We're almost done. God.
Well,
what a
great
chip.
thing
We
of
can keep it
editing,
going for a few minutes.
All
she
right,
can be the closer.
Do it.
Oh, she can be the closer. Anyway, the point is they own everything they do. They're for right or wrong, and I haven't agreed with things that either of them have done, but I'll back them because they keep keeping on.
Yep.
That's all you can do.
Hey, let's welcome.
And that's Women of Smack.
Let's welcome MacKenzzie Brooks to the podcast.
Hey. Mac Truck in the house.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi, what's up?
What's up, homie? How you doing?
My brick house. Hi.
Tell me about practice.
Beat Duke 38-29.
Ooh, that's hot.
I know it's hot. That is very hot, especially for us North Carolinians who are ABCD.
It's just at halftime.
Is that how you say that, North Carolinians? I've never heard that before.
But they're over. They're still over anyway. Whatever.
So, Mike, what's up? What you know good?
I just had my ass kicked for 2 hours, but I'm alive.
How much ass did you kick?
Oh, none. I had mine kicked.
Oh, is that kind of practice?
Yeah,
understood.
I wasn't really thrilled about it.
Understood, but you suffered through. You made it to the other side.
I did it. Now I'm going to go find me a bucket of extra crispy or something.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Are you a breast person? You a leg person? Wings? What you into?
I am impartial to chicken. I believe chicken should not be discriminated upon.
I agree.
I am one. I love chicken of all kinds.
If you have a preference, though, if somebody says, I'm going to give you a bucket full of either thighs or wings or legs, what are you into?
Here I am at the University of Maryland, showing everyone the great taste of Pepsi One. How do you drink a Pepsi One? Go, 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 go. What did you think of the taste? It was awesome! It was awesome! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Yes, you can!
Pepsi One, a new secret formula, makes it taste too good to be called diet.
You are now experiencing smacking of the podcast. Like and comment on our videos and subscribe to our channel. Fuck each and every motherfucker who don't.
No, how you need to phrase it, Matt.
I don't even have to think about this answer.
And they say breast or thigh. Which one do you choose?
Yeah. I'm a thigh guy
Can
myself.
I plead the fifth?
No.
Like, I absolutely have to pick. Okay.
Yeah.
Or you can just say, I'll pay extra and take both.
You have to pick.
Okay, I'll pick drums.
Drums, all right. Fair enough. I got a package of drums in my freezer right now that I'm gonna make.
You want to send them here to Iowa?
Well, I'm gonna make some rice chicken bake. I'm not gonna fry these.
Did you get them at Aldi?
No.
You don't go to Aldi anymore?
I go to Aldi.
Aldi is my shit.
I get. I did.
Are you still mad about that horse meat thing?
No. Yeah, I am. I don't like Aldi meat.
I don't do frozen. I don't do the Aldi meat's fine.
Aldi vegetables.
It was the frozen. It was the frozen dinners. That's where they were putting
the women of smack and the men are talking about grocery stores. What the fuck?
I know, right?
I told you we're flipping the script here
Kimberly and I
tonight.
called it earlier. We said it would be about food and what else was it? Hair something. It was
We have talked
We
about
haven't
hair.
talked about hair products, but we did talk about hairstyles. But I'm the
Yes.
one that brought it up only
Yes.
because, you know.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
So what's the topic, y'all?
Well, it was
Stimulation.
chicken.
And then
Well, it's about limit of
before
smack
that, it was
the men
Timothy
keep
Ray
talking,
Bailey.
which is kind of like it is on the pod. I mean, on the.
Yeah, we're not talking about Timothy Ray Bailey.
We did talk some Bailey. We talked some Bailey,
I'm
Mac. Do you want to?
Guest. I'm sorry.
Mac, do you want to chime in on
the
Timothy
only
Ray
kind
Bailey?
of guest that makes it here,
You're an
Paige.
asshole. Oh my God.
Yeah, I work in a. Go ahead.
No, I was going to tell Mike we were talking about how a lot of times in the smack groups, although the women will continue the conversation and keep the conversation going as far as the activity level and so forth, that we are often dismissed in our football or whatever sports discussion.
In a cacophony of mansplaining.
I never did.
Yes.
Yes.
I never did.
No, you never did, Doug.
You're not a mansplainer. You kind of break it down equally to everybody, I think.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
you
an
do.
equal opportunity asshole across the board. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what your experiences are. I'll be damned if you're going to try to disregard my opinion. I'll tell you that right now.
Fuck all y'all.
You got that, Walter? Walter, you listening?
Quote unquote, MacKenzzie Brooks.
You could
Fuck
be,
all y'all.
You could be James Bond and I wouldn't care.
Right.
You could
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I
He's
don't care.
licensed to kill, MacKenzzie.
Oh, and I will sit on him. Like, that, I don't care. Like, I don't care.
I'm kind of amazed that James Bond's still a thing. Somebody's supposed to be James Bond coming up pretty soon.
How old is he now?
I'm hoping it's
Paul Rubens. Is the new-
I think it should be Marilyn Manson.
Idris
He's doing
Elba.
Oh.
Paul Rubens.
Yes.
Paul Rubens will make a good James Bond.
Here I see.
Who does not love Idris
Russell
Elba?
Brand.
Come
I know,
on.
right?
Russell
Hello.
Brand would make an excellent James
The
Bond.
total package.
Yes.
Who, Russell Brand?
Yes. Russell Brand's amazing.
Russell Brand.
Yeah.
He's a
woke.
goofball.
He's woke now. Yeah.
He's more like an Austin Powers, not a James Bond.
He's more like Ron Paul. I don't know if you've listened to him lately, but he's woke as fuck.
He's kind of a socialist, Ron Paul, though.
Very.
Well, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
I want some chicken now.
Who,
On a serious
who's the
note,
most conservative person we've ever had on the show?
Oh God.
Not Matt.
Andy.
Is it Auntie?
Andy.
The most liberal is Bob.
No, I think the most conservative that we probably ever had on here, because I'm friends with a lot of these people on Facebook. Probably is Bailey.
Bailey?
It's either me or Cam Purdue.
Shannon,
Nuns are pretty conservative.
Shannon thinks it's Timothy Bailey.
I do. I'm friends with him on his Facebook, and he's
I don't know why. I mean, damn, let me shut up. Ooh, shut up.
No, there is no shutting up here on Smacking Off Tonight. We want
Actually,
a wide
Robert
ass
Arthur
up.
says he's the most conservative.
Now, Bob Arthur, he's an odd one. He is conservative over here, but he's like a hippie. Half of him's hippie and half of him's conservative.
Yeah, he's like one of your
That's how I am.
Yeah, I'm a gun-toting, patchouli-wearing person. That's
Now,
what I
You
do.
are what?
I said I'm a gun-toting, patchouli-wearing person. That's what I do.
The hell is that?
patchouli. The incense smell that people wear. It.
Hippies wear.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do all that hippie stuff. I'm just a little old black girl from Des Moines, Iowa. Okay. But here, on a serious note, though, I don't quite understand why, and maybe it's just me being me. Hell, who knows? But I don't quite get why women's opinions, and it doesn't even have to be in a smack group, why women's opinions in general, as far as athletics and sporting are concerned, always seem to get shoved off or pushed aside. Because like I said, I'll be damned if you try to push my opinion out to the side, because most of the time I'm speaking from personal experience. Most of the people like on Facebook or in these groups who try to like run their mouth about some shit they don't know about, because you have either A, never played a damn sport in their life, B, still live in their mama's basement and wish they would have made something.
A lot of that
life.
going on.
Or 3, just some reason get their jollies off of trying to upset a woman. I don't quite understand. I don't get it.
I think it's a combination of all that, really. And you know, this is a really weird time that we live in, particularly in social media. You know, the funny thing is that nobody's supposed to have feelings anymore, and that's kind of a dangerous place to go, I think. It kind of almost feels like you're being conditioned for something, you know? It's really odd.
I actually had somebody a couple of weeks ago. I mean, and now I'm not so much like offended, because I'm just like, definitely have played more sports than you have in your natural born life. But, you know, I had somebody tell me like, oh, just because you play in a women's league, you think you know everything. Pretty sure I know more about football than a general man does. I will tell you that right now. And yes, because I played in a women's league, that is at least 85% of it. But the other part of it is because, I don't know. I mean, I grew up with boys. I have brothers. My dad and uncle used to play. Like I don't get like why I have to reach so far out for one random ass dude or person to try to be like.
Mom, and you play the sport. You shouldn't really even be expected to have to explain past that point that, hey, I fucking actively play right now. I'm actually going to practice and you know, learning the X and O's and studying the X's and O's every fucking waking hour that I'm not doing, you know, my job or the other stuff that you have to do in life. I mean, you live it.
Well, see, and I'm gonna throw Timothy Bailey under the bus, and I really don't give a goddamn fuck.
And we're back on Timothy Bailey.
Well,
You're
I don't
smacking
care.
off.
Last year, and he knows not to try to come at me because I roasted him like chicken last time, and I'll do it again if I have to. He basically tried to tell me that I didn't know what I was talking about. This was in another group. He tried to tell me I didn't know what I was talking about because I had played in the women's league. Last time I checked, I knew how to break down plays. I knew how to teach plays. I know how to run through them. I can tell you the coverages, how to run them, where they broke down, and everything. And he got mad because I tried to call him sexist. He was being sexist at that point because you was mad that I roasted you because I know more about football than you think I do.
I missed the Mac Timothy exchange. Is that?
No,
it was in a different group.
It was in another group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say it was either that or the video, the one he pulled down.
Some of it carried over in the family because he tried to say it again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, you know.
When I tagged her in to a discussion because I knew and I was ready for it, and he tried to be dismissive again and tell her that she didn't know what she was talking about. And then when she actually was addressing him directly, he actually was speaking to other people in the thread and not actually acknowledging that Mac was even in the thread with him.
That's because he's a dumb fuck bumblehead who don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I ain't sorry. I am not sorry.
No, we're not sorry here. It's smacking.
You are a POS and you know nothing about nothing. I don't give a shit what you say. I don't give a damn.
So much.
I don't care.
That's
Doug,
that's
do you
a
have
sound
all
bite
the
right there.
sound clips you could ever want now?
Yeah, that's going for the
Oh shit, we're not recording this.
Shut the fuck up. We are.
Look, I'm just saying, like, I'm an equal opportunity asshole. I don't care. You can have purple polka dots, zebra stripes, and an afro. Don't care.
Timothy Bailey would look great with an afro.
Keith Lee thinks that Mac Truck and Timothy Ray Bailey need to do a podcast.
That would be amazing.
He don't want none of this. I may actually end up in jail for a noise complaint in my apartment complex.
You gonna fuck him up over the internet?
You live a lot closer to him than I do.
You gonna fuck him up over the internet, aren't you?
He don't. Yeah, I'm gonna be one of them internet trolls that sits behind my little keyboard and runs my
You're gonna
mouth.
cyber drop kick his ass.
Yeah.
I sure will. Put him in
And I think she could.
I think she could. Robert Archer says he couldn't understand the read progressions for read option when I explained them on the podcast as they related to Lamar Jackson. Boom.
That's because okay, so I'm actually going to be super serious right now. This is actually not pointed towards Bailey in any aspect. It's just men in general. No offense. I don't care what y'all say. You can get mad at me. I don't give a fuck. Don't care.
I have no feelings anymore.
When people don't understand a run pass option breakdown, it's usually dudes who've never played the damn sport.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hell, I don't even play quarterback, and I can tell you how that fucking happened.
Yeah.
Like, quite literally. And it's more or less mind blowing to me. Again, that it don't even have to be football, basketball, fighting, fucking figure skating. Shit, I guarantee you, I know more about figure skating than the national popularity and population in 90% of these groups.
I bet you're a better figure skater than I am.
Yeah, you're an excellent figure skater.
We don't have much ice down here.
I've never ice skated.
She's legit. She was legit.
Whatsoever. I don't quite get it. Like, why?
I love how Mac has picked up a Southern accent because she's with 3 Southern girls right now and 2 Southern men. I love it.
I think there's a little bit of that going on in Iowa.
She always sounds like that.
Yeah, she does.
No, she doesn't always, but
she does a lot.
Accent. But yes, she does a lot.
85% of my life, I sound like this.
Right.
Yes, you do.
Unless I'm working, then I try to shut it off. Yeah. Sometimes when people call me, they're like, "Oh, Mac, answer the phone. That's country twang." Yeah, thanks. Thanks, guys. Know that.
MacKenzzie, are you born and raised in Iowa?
Sure am, sugar pants.
Wow. Okay.
I know.
Everybody I know that lives in Iowa is from somewhere else.
Oh, no. Born and raised here, all 27 and 2 months of my life years. Yeah, I'm here.
We have another person that comes on the podcast that lives in Iowa, Ryan Jansen.
Yeah.
And he's from Florida.
Do I know him?
Yeah, he's from Florida. But
no, I mean, like, do I know him? Like,
oh, you might. Ryan Jansen, he's in family.
Have I seen him before?
Yeah, he's an FSU guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's the FSU. Yeah.
That's why he's been really quiet lately.
Yeah.
No, that's because he got married.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He talked some on your different predictions that you did for ACC and stuff, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I remember.
But I think he did after they started going down. He got really quiet.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't interject.
You mean after the teams he predicted started losing their ass?
Right.
Yeah, it happens like that.
That's kind of in sync though with the fact that he got married this year too. He's been
okay.
a lot quieter since he got married.
Yeah.
Sorry that his
A lot of men do.
Matter of fact, when he was on the show, he told us basically that he was picking out some shit. He was actually on the phone, walking around looking for a tuxedo while he was on the show.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually driving to go get food right now, so I'm not going like, hide it. Hell, I'm hungry.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm actually hungry now, and you've got me.
Are you going through the drive-thru?
I want some chicken now.
No, I'm taking my big ass to Applebee's.
Ah, shit.
Applebee's. Oh, well,
Okay, so actually, I have a question for all of y'all.
All right.
You ready for this? Here's a mic drop. Ready for it?
Do
Okay.
it.
So, in your naturalized opinion, why is it that female athletes are more discriminated against than male athletes? I've been dying to ask this question to somebody.
Well, I mean, I mean, there's.
I think that it's because
It's tough to give a blanket
they're not taken
answer.
seriously.
In what capacity?
People feel that women who do things that are traditionally a male role, because in my professional life, that's what I do. I work in a male-dominated field, and I'm the second in command over a bunch of men, and they think that you're trying to prove yourself. It's like saying cheerleading is not a sport. Well, bitch, you get out there and do it.
Well, I mean, so you put your little ass in a little dress and do these little bumblies and tumblies. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
because that stuff's hard. And so
yeah.
it's like they feel that because in this world, for whatever reason, that anything that involves physical or have another glass of wine, Paige.
Make a great cheerleader.
Involves strength, physical, or rational thinking, that's a man's job, which is not true. You know, we're all human beings, and we all live up to our own potential, and we all have our own strengths. And, you know, mine is kicking ass and taking people to jail. I'm good at that. So,
Paige, you're a man hater, aren't you?
but, you, Mac, I follow your stuff. I know I don't hype up a whole lot on your things because usually I'm doing things on the fly. But, I watch you and everything that you do, and you're fucking amazing.
Introducing Polaroid's new Amigo.
He
Si.
Oh, that's sister.
Sister?
This way, frog.
Amigo's a new friend that's full of fun.
Explain the redhead.
Polaroid setter.
Oh, Peachy, just peachy.
It's the lowest priced camera to use the same film as the Sun camera.
How's it going, dear?
And there's our new 600 speed picture.
Beautiful. She'll never replace me, will she, Kermit?
You shouldn't have asked.
Are you irritated with something we said on the podcast? Well then fuck you. Call the smack line and tell us all about it at 304-508-BAIT. Don't be a pussy fuck boy. Call the smack line today. Messages left on our smack line will be used at the end of smacking off the podcast episodes.
I would.
My little face gonna turn red. You gonna quit?
But, you know, we've got these gender roles that have been established that people fall into. You know, you've got the little lady at home making sandwiches, and
I don't
you
have
know,
time for that. No,
but that all came about generally after World War II, in a way, because, well, and prior to that, you know, women were property, blah 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 blah, and actually up until the 70s, you were still kind of considered property. But
well, a lot
know,
of part of the world's
War II,
women are
when
still
all the men
considered
were
property.
away fighting this war, the women were keeping the country running, and they were running the factories, they were doing the hard jobs. But then when all the men came home, you had to go back into this good little wifey role again and be submissive and do these things. But, you know, the women were like, shit, I ran that wrench, I ran that, I did this, I did that, I don't need your ass.
And with
so
that,
they've been trying to put us in a box for the rest of this time, and so here we are, you know, 50, 60 years later, and they're still trying to shove us in a box, but the box has been opened, and here we are.
The box has been blasted and kaboomed and shattered to pieces. Well, I'll tell you that right now. And I don't, and maybe just because I'm younger, like I'm like 27 and a couple months old, okay? I just don't understand why, like, there's so many older women in this generation that are like, oh, I need to serve my husband. Because first of all, I'll be damned if I'm serving anybody. Like, I'll tell you straight up right now. Okay, the only thing I'm serving is my big ass a plate of chicken or some kind of food. Because if I'm working as hard as you are, there's no reason why I need to serve you.
Well, I think
there's absolutely zero reason why I need to be serving you or anybody else. I can barely serve my damn self.
The best relationships
to
me.
Though. Some people do it by choice. It's what makes them happy. Whatever fulfills you. And I think that people should be allowed to fulfill themselves in whatever capacity that they feel like they're going to grow. And if that capacity is playing football, figure skating, you know, being an athlete, who cares what your gender is? By God, go out and fucking do it. You know,
right? Like, I just don't understand that. Go ahead.
But some people are fulfilled by, you know, taking care of their family, and I mean, but you can do it all. If we all do it together, you can do it all.
That's absolutely right. And that's what I was fixing to say a minute ago. You know, that thinking back on my own relationships, not just the, you know, relationships that I've had with women over the years, but just all of the relationships that I have in my life, working relationships, family relationships, so on and so forth. Those relationships are always a lot more fruitful when it's a symbiotic situation.
Yes.
And, you know, I don't know why everybody still has to cling to old notions of what people's roles are, because, man, that has been destroyed a long time ago. You know, and I know, I know a lot of guys that take kind of the more submissive role in the relationship. I know women that take a lot more of the aggressive roles in the relationship. I know a lot of couples that are traditional couples that you know, play out their traditional roles that mom and dad taught them. And I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, just society has conditioned the situation that, well, that's the way it's worked for thousands of years, and why tinker with it now?
But
you know, that's horseshit, because it's a completely different world.
There are many matriarchal type societies that actually do very well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're run by women. A lot of things in ancient Greece, the Mongolians. I mean, there are a lot of matriarchal societies that prosper. They do well. And it's putting people in the roles, or allowing people to fill the roles that they, God, it was so good in my head and it won't come out of my mouth.
That's just their abilities and skills, whereas
thank you. Yeah.
The society that many people grew up with is more of a biblical, which is more of a patriarchal, and that women have to sit up and the upper section and aren't allowed down on the floor, and that's the thing. We're striving past that, and it's it's making strides, but it's really the best thing is, like Shannon said, the symbiotic relationship where it's okay. What do you do best? What do I do best? All right. Well, let's play to each other's skills, and if that means that Mac plays football better than I do, then Mac plays football. You know what I'm saying? And whatever the case may be. And unfortunately, women in sports, until it becomes a more popular thing as far as a money revenue, it's going to unfortunately not bring the audiences, and it's not going to bring the attention.
Well, you bring up a good point there, and Mac, let me ask you, since you are a woman football player that's actively playing right now, what do you think it's going to take to get more guys, more men interested in your sport?
Well, here, I'll even break it down. It don't even have to be football. In order for women's sports in general to excel to the popularity level of a man's sport, more women have to start supporting women. That's literally it right there.
Sure.
Because when you look at all the other sports across the board, men support soccer, men support football, men support wrestling, combative sports, men support basketball. When you look across the board, women only support those other popularized sports that were already liked by men. Now, again, when you look at it this way, honestly, why do you guys think I'm such an asshole when it comes to defending what women do? Is because in order for myself and any other female player out there that, that wants to succeed and eventually make money while we still can, are physically able to play football, is because we need more women to support it.
Right.
We need more women to put it out there. We need
women's
more women.
sports generally ends at college.
Bingo. You're right.
Right.
The only professional entity that women have that they get paid in would be the WNBA,
tennis,
and tennis, an Olympic sport of some kind, whether it's running track, blah blah.
Not getting paid in the Olympic sport. So I mean,
as far as like making it excel, excelling to the next level as far as having the opportunity to create, a monetary entity value.
Right.
It's those sports. Now, when you look at women's football, women's football still has a lot to come as far as getting paid. Reaching that point where you're getting paid to play football.
Right.
I shouldn't have to try to have my own ass kicked to try to put on a bunch of muscle or whatever it is so I can go play with the dudes. I've played with guys. I've had male coaches. I've had an NFL player as a coach before. So I know what I need to do. But I shouldn't have to physically put myself through that shit. Like, I'm out here busting my ass. I'm out here putting myself through the same risk of injuries all these other male players are. Yet they're getting paid and my black ass is over here. I have to pay for my stuff. I have to pay for my travel.
You have to pay to play. You pay to play. You don't get paid to play.
No, I don't.
But you pay to play.
Yeah. Overall, most, and granted, it's semi-professional. Semi-professional means it is partly professional and partly recreational. I totally understand that. People for some reason seem to think that I don't understand that. I've been about to go on my 10th year playing semi-pro football. Pretty sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. But like I said, in general, it's not. It don't have to be football. It don't have to be any of that. Women need to start supporting more women. Women need to stop being some motherfucking catty and pull your heads out your asses and start supporting each other. Like, quite literally.
Building each other up and supporting each other in what we're doing and not tearing each other down. Amen.
Well, y'all, this has been a wonderful conversation. I've enjoyed this. And again, this has been long overdue.
And I hate to be the asshole to change the subject for a second, but Louisville's beating Duke 48-33.
Ooh, that's interesting. Still a lot of ball game left in that one, but they're pulling away. That's 15 points. Oh, that's
I got blocked over my last Duke comment, so it's all good.
Oh,
you got us all blocked.
Well, kids, I gotta hop off of here. My back.
Mac, I love listening to you, and I love seeing all your updates and looking at your stuff. You are awesome.
MacKenzzie, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for everybody for coming on.
No, thank you all for having me.
It's one of the best segments we've done in a good long while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Support women's sports and football, especially.
Yes.
Do it.
Y'all are. Oh, also, real quick, I gotta give a fundraiser update. I'm only $127 from the $900 goal, y'all.
That's
Right,
awesome. That is so awesome.
Where can folks contribute to this?
Yeah, it's a GoFundMe that we have going. We can share the link again if we need to. But yes, go give to Mac's fund so she can get her equipment paid for without her having to pay it out of her pocket.
Who got that started? Sean Devine was one of the first people I seen talking about it. Did Sean?
Kimberly made it.
I made it, but it was because of Sean Devine and Andy suggesting it.
Well, damn, I haven't given anything. So.
Yeah, I got to get on there now. Well, let's both log in and give some money. Yeah,
okay.
We need to.
Well, hashtag brick house.
Yeah, somebody post up the link in the video comments too, so everybody can check it out and go help a girl out, man.
Yep.
She's busting her ass over here. Let's help her out.
All right, I love y'all. I gotta go. I'm hungry as hell.
All right,
go get you some. Thanks to everybody.
Also, I need all the hot moms in my inbox later. I'm so serious.
Same.
All right, this has been Smacking Off.
Don't care.
MacKenzzie, yes. Madden, no.
I'm not a mom. Do I count?
Yes, you can be in my inbox. I don't care.
Get all up in her inbox. Thank you so much, ladies. We really appreciate it.
Find Smacking Off the podcast on YouTube, at Podcast Garden, Google Play Music, and iTunes. Make sure to check out the 9 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday and Friday Facebook Live episodes at #FamilySmack.
Please subscribe to our channel by clicking the small Smacking Off icon at the top of the screen now. Click the link at the bottom of the screen to watch last week's episode.